Hello, my name is Ron Brown. I've been working with HGSI investment software for approximately 18 years, and in my opinion, it is the most powerful investment software that's available to either professional investors or to private investors. And I'm going to take you through the different modules. Now, I'm going to keep these modules or the explanation of the modules very short. I'm going to try to limit these videos to 5 or 6 minutes and break them out, or break it into component parts to help you learn the program. Now, what I have in front of me is the opening menu. Once you install the software, you're going to see this, and I'll take you through each one of these in more depth in the other segments, but in this segment I just want to cover this menu very quickly. The designer is the data repository of HGSI Investor. If I bring it up, you will see that it contains what we call reference groups, and this information comes from the data supplier. We also have smart groups. These are groups that are made from filters and what we call warehouse views, and I'll explain that as we go along. And then we have the user groups. Now, that's all I'm going to say about this for now, because I want to go through the other portions of this menu. The next module that we have is the charting module. If I click on that, it'll bring up a chart, and this doesn't happen to be a very good looking chart, but it is connected to the designer, to the warehouse, and the other modules in here. Everything is interactive. In other words, I think a better word is linked. These modules are all linked together. So we have the designer, we have the charting module, we have the ranking module. If I bring the ranking module up and nothing else is open, it takes me directly to the industry groups, which are part of the reference groups. And what we have here is a ranking based upon, in this instance, it is based upon 6 months. Now the next module is the warehouse, and this is where we do our screening for different types of setups, and I'll get into that. But this is comprised, I should say, of not only a view with different fields in here. These are all fields that are available in HGSI, but we can also attach filters and what we call combo rankings to this to really be specific about the type of stocks that we want to see. Now, moving on, this is the update module, and I automatically update every day at 5:20 a.m. or during the week, I should say. And I wait for that time because I do my analysis in the morning, and that allows the overnight information to come in. So any corrections or any late data will automatically be in the download. Now, you don't have to wait until the next day. I just do it because I've always worked that way. We also have the intraday option. If you watch the market during the day, you can get quotes for stocks on a 15-minute delayed basis. And you have the option of updating automatically every 5 minutes. Now, that may be a little bit too short a time frame for some of you, or you can even do it manually. Now, the backup module is very important. Every day after I do work or update my data, I always back up the data. And getting into the preferences, this is where you can set up HGSI to act or look the way you want it to. The most important area in here is the global index options. Now, I do something a little bit differently. I use market value weighted. It comes it ships with equal dollar weighted, but I found that I prefer the market value weighted index, where stocks with higher market capitalization have more influence upon my groups and so on. And I also use a relative start date of 104 weeks rather than 52, because what happens during this update process is that the industry groups are built, and I like to look at 2 years of data rather than 1 year, and you'll see that as I go along. The other settings are pretty standard. So what I do differently here is I use market value weighting and a relative start date of 104 weeks. And then you have your help menu where you can go in and see what's new. There's a blog, a learning center, fast facts, and so on. You can join the HGSI community, which is a Yahoo bulletin board, and the member services are right here. So that's really a brief rundown of the menu. Now I'm going to come back in and look at each of these modules, especially these four, in depth.